very good day, everybody, and welcome to another live video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And we're standing parked here at the Coleman Young International Airport, or the Coleman Young Municipal Airport. It's northeast of downtown Detroit, in Michigan, United States of America, and we'll be flying the PMDG DC-6 with the American Airlines livery. I believe it's from 1949 or something. It's a little bit old livery. Well, so is the plane. We'll be flying a short little flight to the Niagara Falls International Airport. This will not really be sightseeing, but I do hope we get to see something of the Niagara Falls. But we might do another video and another stream to actually check out the Niagara Falls from the skies in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But for now, it's just going to be a short little flight. It's also partly a little test kind of flight, because the past two streams that I've been doing, the Microsoft Flight Simulator would crash like right before the touchdown. Coming out of the clouds, it was suggested to me that perhaps the render scaling I could maybe tone it down a little bit, so I put it from 100 to 80. Well, we'll spare you all the tech details there, or the details, but yeah, so let's just see how it goes. It's always something with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, unfortunately. And when it does work, it's obviously a very cool program, you know. And let's just be fair about it. But it's definitely not always very stable. It does not provide you with any kind of error warnings or something which would allow you to then troubleshoot and work the problem, you know. So you're basically, you know, you're on your own. So it's a little bit Microsoft Troubleshoot Simulator. But I guess the joke's gone old. So we're standing here northwest of Detroit, United States of America, Michigan. We're using today real-world time and weather. You can see it is a bit of a gloomy day. There is definitely some light going on there, but there's definitely also a lot of clouds. There are some open patches there where we can hopefully go above the clouds. We'll be cruising at an altitude of 12,000 feet. The flight plan, I have not yet created a flight plan. The idea is we're going to be flying VOR to VOR. So I was actually planning on just doing this on the stream. Might be interesting to have a little look. For the purpose, I will be using the SkyVector website, and yes, this will show you some nearby VORs and all that stuff. And let's just see how it's going to work out. So if we were to fly from Detroit City straight to Niagara Falls, it would be 184 nautical miles. So let's see if we can find VORs for us to follow. Now, my first guess, would be maybe around here, but it doesn't really look like there's a VOR there. No, that's right. There is definitely one. So let's just drag the little line onto that. You got the London VOR, 117.20. So you click the plan and it will be there. As you can see, it's a 91 nautical mile leg. So there is a chance that this VOR is not picking up once we leave Detroit. So what we could maybe consider is using the local VOR here as well, sort of as flying outbound. So I'm just going to do a lucky guess. You got Detroit there. So it will sort of tell us now that we're going to fly towards that VOR. Whatever we want to do, we'll have to check what is the wind condition. 270. Yeah, so we will be taking off towards the west anyway. Can we see where is our starting location? It should be here. There you go. But we will not be using this runway, so we'll probably be taking off here to the northwest, and we can then just come about and fly an outbound radial on this VOR here. That's something that we could do, and at least we would have some form of navigation working in our favor. So once we arrive here, what remains is a 97 nautical mile leg. Would be nice if we could divide that as well by means of VOR flying. And this definitely VOR is. Don't think it really looks like it. Maybe if we zoom in, and these charts, sometimes my brain just goes haywire and I do not follow it at all whatsoever. Just give it a little try, but I don't think this will be VOR actually. It does say so, Waterloo. So let's just use that, and at least we have shorter legs, 43 nautical miles and then 66. It should probably be fine. If you want to be really neurotic, we could also fly over Canada, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. Is there? I just want to check this one out. No, okay, sure, fine, no problem. Okay, and then do we have a VOR at our destination? That would be nice. It looks like it. So let's see if we can drag this. Basically, just drag it from the vicinity and just drop it, and it will show you the Niagara Falls VOR as well, which is sitting right here at the airport apparently. And you should be able to tell this by looking at this little star with the light colored dot inside, which means that this airport has a VOR station on the airport. Yeah, so I guess that should do it for us, because we will not be using GPS or anything. We'll just be using the old school style. So there was no VOR in between the first two legs. Let me just quickly double check here. It does not really look like it. There is this little thingy. What is this? Okay, I guess this is what we're going to be doing. You know, sometimes there is maybe one extra VOR that you can fly. Just drag it here and see, it's Selfridge. But is it going to be worth it? Well, I doubt it. We'll be taking off from here to here then. We could then maybe skip this one. Well, we could do that. We skip the Detroit VOR. So let's go ahead and delete it, and we'll delete that one as well. Let's have a look now. So we were taking off, oops, where are we? There you go. So we will be taking off from the Coleman Young Municipal Airport, and we'll be flying straight towards the first VOR. That's a leg of, how long is this? It's only 50 nautical miles. I think that's maybe better. And then we got 79. Is there any way we could chunk this, chunk this as well? I don't think so. I do not believe this one was a VOR. Let's try this one more time. No. Okay. So that's it. We got our flight plan. We'll do a little detour here, but it is to break up this little long leg. Let me see if there is anything that springs to the eye that looks like VOR. Maybe actually could, maybe. Let's have a look if we go through there. No, that is not VOR still. Alright, okay, no problem. So we got the flight plan now. We're looking at about 51 minutes of en route time. So let's get this thing started and get this thing off the ground and into the air. And hopefully the test is going to be successful. Judging by the weather, it is similar conditions that I had on the other two streams that I was doing, where the simulator actually crashed, or actually it froze up. It didn't even crash as such. I had to crash it using the task manager. You know how it goes. But it was similar kind of weather, so a lot of rendering going on with the clouds and everything. So hopefully, hopefully we will survive. It's always very disappointing, when you're building up to something and you want to land and, it just doesn't work out, right? The program just crashes on you. So, check the livery. This livery is provided along with the package when you purchase the PMDG DC-6. It's a really old school type of livery for the American Airlines, and it just looks amazing. All the chrome, just look at it, man. It's beautiful. Alright, so let's get inside. And let's ask the artificial flight engineer to prepare the aircraft. And let's first give the soccer a seat. There. Now I can sit down if he wants. So this aircraft usually, as you may know by now, is operated by it's operated by a crew of three in the flight deck. There's the pilot flying, pilot monitoring, or however they do it, and there's the flight engineer. And the flight engineer is sitting right here in the middle, and he's operating the electrical systems and the engine systems and everything. So a lot of extra stuff, which leaves room for the pilot flying, which is me in this case. Let's focus on the flying. So let's maybe do something first. Let's go to the maintenance manager. Let's just click on repair the engines. Look, there is definitely, what is that noise? There is definitely some wear and tear there. Engine hours, let's see, and then it makes it 0 again. Yeah, sure, okay, no problem, let's do that. Propellers, surface prop, let's just do that all. And top up all the liquids, the fluids. We got this, and the engine oil, we're going to top that up, all of them as well. So the engine should be in tip-top shape condition. Anything here? Nothing currently. So let's go to the artificial engineer and we cost it before flight. So while they're busy, let's go and find the first VOR. Here we actually also have VOR.
Forward and 3.
Anyway,
Before start check is complete.
Before start checklist complete. Start engines, please. So that's what we'll do. Let's put in the first VOR frequency here. And usually it should say in a little box. I'm not sure why it does it with some and it does not with others. Is this one not important enough? But we'll just click it. Self-reach is 133.70. 133.70. Wait, I must be looking at something else because this doesn't seem like it's out of the range. My bad. I'm already breaking it, we're not even flying, man. I believe this was actually should be a VOR, but 133.70, I do not believe it's out of the range of the VOR thingy. So what's going on here? It's an interesting learning moment for me. Yeah, it's 133.70, but what, is it not a VOR? If anyone knows the answer, please do tell. There you go, it goes to 117, and then it's round. So we will not be able to use that VOR. So we have a change of plan. So we just go ahead and delete it then. And see, but I'm not really sure why. So we're back the long leg of 91 nautical miles. And would it be worth it? I think I checked this one a couple of times now. Let's have a look here. Usually I just drag it. It works a lot quicker. Okay, so there's nothing there. So we could try the 91 nautical miles. Just one final check for the VR from where we're at. Now I'm actually curious. Selfridge, no. Okay, so actually maybe still we would be using the VOR from Detroit yet again. That is very likely to be slightly more powerful. 113.40. Okay, so 113.40, we just put it in. There you go, and it's active. It is not yet picking up, but could be in a while, and otherwise probably shortly after we are airborne. So let's start up the engines now. In this case, they left it for us. All we have to do is actually click the buttons for the engine number 3.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Nothing is happening. Oh, it was a little slow. That's interesting, because it seemed like it was counting slow, unless my brain is maybe on overdrive and my brain is just thinking really quickly, but usually I would not expect that. So we got the booster pump. There's the fuel pressure for engine number 4. And the mixture go to the full ridge. Selected engine number 4, so let's go ahead and start it.
3,
It's rotating slowly.
9, 12.
I wonder why that is. Why is it operating slowly? Is there any power issue? We got no generators yet, but we should have the battery. I'm not really sure what to make of it. But it sounds like it's working. Just going to open up all of them now. Oh, that is the wrong one. Oh, that is my mistake. So engine number 2 selected, and we click the start button.
3, 6, 9, 12.
So we do have ground power. I believe this is to check if you have ground power. Let's look outside. Let's see if we can call the ground power unit. Just wondering if it makes any kind of difference with the other engine, the last one. Ground power unit. It's sitting right there. And we're on plain battery. We're now on ground power. So wonder if this is going to make any difference. Probably not. Let's have a look.
3, 6,
It seems quicker.
9, 12.
Seems definitely quicker. Not sure if that's the difference, but there you go. So it sounds like we have 4 running engines. Let's just make sure. Fuel pressure on all 4 of them. We got all pressure on all 4 of them. We got all temperatures rising. And number 3 is the highest because we started it first. Then we started number 4. And up next is number 2. And number 1 is the last one we started, which is also starting to rise now. And we can see we got some manifold pressure for 1, 2, 3 and 4. With RPM for 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it looks like we're ready to go. So let's request the after start checklist.
Stars like endless bumps. Off and off. Battery switch. Flame measuring. Generator and inverters. Checked and on. Inverts the ice. Halt. Ground power. Removed. Auto start checks complete.
Okay, so the after startup checklist is complete. Before takeoff, we're going to wait a little longer with it. Let's have a look. This is our runway right there. So we're going to have a nice and long runway. I want to try something again and see if we can push back ourselves here. Let's put the engines to the idle, turn on the reverser, and see if we start moving. Let's disengage the parking brake. This apparently sometimes works and sometimes does not work. It appears to be some issue with Microsoft Flight Simulator and this aircraft, depending on where you spawn. And looks like if you spawn at maybe at like a gate like this with a jetway, for some reason it doesn't seem to work or something. More power. Let's not break the aircraft though. It's not doing anything. So what we will do, we use the pushback toolbar thingy. This you can download for free on the flightsim.to website. It's a very nice little thing. Start pushback and we do a reverse, and there you go, and we're pushing back. So that should do it. What do you think? So we stop the pushback. And we get rid of this one. Thank you very much for your tool, developer. I'm sorry I do not know the name of the developer. I'll show you it again if you want to, if you're interested. This is too small for me to read. I believe you can make this bigger, but the letters will not be bigger, see, so. But it's a really handy tool. It's very, very nice. Okay, so please do the before takeoff checklist. And we will start taxiing. So let's start rolling a little. There should be no traffic, because I should have all the traffic disabled. Okay, so the before takeoff checklist is complete. Let's sit a little higher so we can see over the nose of the aircraft. And let's line up on the runway. Hello? Hello? We would like to go that direction, please. Could you please move your vehicle out of the way? Pretty please. With the sugar and the honey on the top. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I get it rolling, usually around 1500 RPM just to get it rolling, and then you bring it down, back down to around 1000 RPM. So this is going to be our runway there, right here. It seems about nicely lined up. So let's stop right here, engines to the idle, and we request the takeoff. Let's think about what we're going to do for a second. So we'll be taking off runway 33. Let's pull up the chart one more time. We'll be taking off runway 33. Where is our airport? Right here. So that's it to this direction. We could then, you know, let's just actually fly towards the VOR there. Why not? And then we'll be doing outbound. This is 110 nautical miles. We need to know actually which outbound radio we're going to fly. And judging from this, within 69 degrees coming from here. I mean, it'll probably be fine once we get closer, you know. We could be flying here or could be flying here. This one will pick up eventually anyway. So, but we could maybe just, let's see, we take off to 330, we do a left turn. So what's the heading going to be? 240 maybe? We'll see. We'll just fly towards the VOR and we'll take it from there. Okay? So we request takeoff now. Let's do a dry takeoff.
30 inches stabilized. 30 inches stabilized.
Wow, check the winds, man. The clouds look really cool. They're actually moving quite fast. That's pretty cool to see. Okay, so full power. We keep the parking brake engaged until we are completely at full power. Move out of the way, man. Full power set, releasing parking brakes. Rolling. Our takeoff speed will be around 100 or 104 knots. And taking off in this aircraft, you'll just lift the nose up ever so slightly, just to get it off the ground, and then you start picking up the speed. So aim for about 1000 feet per minute climb. So there's the gear coming up, the flaps going up. You're holding steady at 1000 feet per minute. Oh, it's going over a little now. As long as we pick up some speed, that's good. Let's see if we can do the left turn now, as long as we're still climbing at least. Not really, so let's make sure we're climbing. Our speed's picking up nicely. So let's go 1500 feet per minute if we can. So that was indeed around 240, so we will engage the autopilot. Let's quickly have a look at what we're doing. We are still climbing. Our speed is okay. And click localizer. Oh, look at the ice. Oh, I almost completely forgot. Let's quickly turn on all the anti-icing systems. Oops, there you go. This one as well, and this one, this one, this one, this one. There you go. And just to be sure, let's crank up the heat inside here as well. Just to make it really nice and warm. Because you do not want this ice to develop any further. It's just going to be really messy and you will not be able to look outside the window. And if it's now already starting, and we'll have to fly through those clouds, so that's becoming, we'll be getting a little bit worse. Hopefully we'll be fine now. Let's adjust the course a little bit around there. Let's have a look outside at the airplane. Beautiful. So yeah, it's quite cold outside, I would assume. And let's just quickly have a look at what the weather is here at the airport again. What the maybe if they say what is the temperature? Uh, 3 degrees. So yeah, that's 3 degrees Celsius. That's pretty cold. So up here it will be definitely somewhat colder. We're still climbing. We're now at 6,000 feet. And you can hear the ice crackling on the window. I think that's actually what you hear. I'm not really sure, but I've noticed every time when I've heard these sounds click, every now and then tick, and then I would see some ice. So maybe that's what they how they did it, the developers. Okay, so we are on the course. We are still climbing. 7,000 feet now. We are 13 nautical miles from the VOR. So why not just keep this position for now, and let's have a look at the next VOR, what it's going to be. Maybe it's already picking up, and there was a lot of panic over an Arctic. So the next VOR should be London, Yankee X-ray uniform, 117.2. I'm going to start in here, 117.2. Put this active on F2. And now we check the DME to see if it's picking up. Look, it's already picking up. That's really good news. So 117.2, we put it here. And then we'll change it over once we are flying overhead of the VOR that we're flying towards now. We're still on the course, it's good. 9.9 nautical miles to go. So the ice is not too bad. It can definitely get a lot worse, and I've had this on stream as well on the channel. Okay, so what we're looking at now, 10,000 feet, speed 165 or 170 knots. So we might be needing to, we might need to fly a little higher than 120, maybe 13 or 140, just to get away from the clouds. Where are we? 6.6 nautical miles, 6.5. And the heading, the outbound heading from the VOR that we're flying to will be 069er. Just as a little heads up. You can see it here already. The chubby little arrow is pointing to around 069er. And we'll have to do a left turn, but the autopilot will do it for us. So we're at 12,000 feet, but looking at the clouds and behind us, yeah, we're probably better off climbing just a little more. So that's what we'll do. As I said, it's not going to be a very long flight. It's not too far away, so we do not want to go crazy high. We will also have to descend, obviously. 3.4. Is it still counting down? Yes. Should be able to tell by this little arrow that you see right there. Let me get a little more close. And these obviously are also giveaways. But there's this tiny little arrow. That one, it's pointing up. It will point down once we are flying away from the VOR. Where is the DME? Once this reaches 0, or the lowest that it will get, and then it starts counting back up again, at that moment this will go away and this will populate and will become a white arrow down. So we're at 14,000 feet. Let's just try our luck here. Or maybe are we going to 15,000 then? Let's just do it, man. These clouds are huge. So 2.2 nautical miles, there you go, it's turning. And you see there, it is now showing the barber symbol. See if we can do this quickly. So we're now currently there's no signal because we're straight overhead, and the VOR stations, they do not detect straight overhead. There you go. We are now flying away from it. So we'll switch over the frequencies. 117.2. You can see it's picking up here. It's picking up here as well. So we tell the OBS that it should be to the left of us, but at least left turn. There you go. And normally an aircraft would start changing direction now. The PMDG DC-6 for some reason doesn't, so what I will always do is just disengage and re-engage on the localizer. It's going to do a right turn, as it would seem. Either way, as long as we get there, that's what counts. So that's it. We are 113. That's 113 nautical miles. It is still counting up ever so slightly, but because we're still flying away from it, and in a couple of degrees we'll be flying towards it. There you go. It's already coming down now. So we are on the way, and we're now. Oops, we're getting a little bit high here. So let's hold the altitude right here. So we are at 16,600 feet. Let's fine tune the OBS there. So it looks like we're flying straight towards the VOR. You can see by the needle there. So now let's request the artificial flight engineer for us to configure the aircraft for the cruise mode.
Well, let's see if we can challenge the simulator or the hardware that I'm using, and let's turn on some floodlights.
Cruise power is set.
Doesn't seem to make too much of a difference, does it? See? Well, a little bit. Well, it might be barely enough, which is fine. Cruise power is set.
Cruise checks are completed.
I want to check something here. Water pressure, cylinder head temperature, free air. Oh, there you go. This was what I was looking for yesterday. This is I'm not sure which sensor it is connected to, how it really works technically. I would believe this is the outside air temperature, which would be around -19 degrees centigrade. But how this works, not really sure. Is it like this little, is this a sensor? That stuff I don't really know. But here we are, there's the moon, with us again. Hello moon, always good to see you. Well, we're quite well above the clouds here. This should work out fine for us. We might be penetrating the tops there a little bit. If you look at the windows, the icing is all gone. And if anything, the windows are not going to get colder, but perhaps even warmer, or well, just stay the same. But at least the heat is probably now at the maximum. So what I will do, we got 92 nautical miles. Let's check the chart, the sky vector again. So we should be around, so it's 92 on 100, so yeah, we're still around here somewhere. We're flying towards the London airport. There you are. Which was what we put in, 117.2. After that, 43 nautical miles later, we'll get this one. We could maybe see, we could do the same. When we arrive here, we check if this one is picking up. If it is, we'll go in a straight line. If it does not, then we could go via here. So let's start by putting this in. The Waterloo, and it should say, where is the little box? .115.0. So 115.0 will be the next one. And what I also would like to know is if we can see the final VOR once we reach the Waterloo. We cannot really check before, I guess. Well, we could, but probably it's not going to be picking up. This is our destination. I believe the Niagara Falls are right here. There you go. Niagara Falls. Yeah, probably by the time we get here, let's see, what is the runway heading, would be the wind is 240, so would be flying overhead and do a turn and then fly this direction. So yeah, maybe we could actually fly over the Niagara Falls, but we'll probably be quite engaged with our descent and our final approach, or the approach and then the final approach. So anyway, what is the frequency here? Let's check this. 111.0 Niagara Falls. So 111.0. So I'm going to do the same here again. 111.0. Now this one I will actually activate in the nav2 radio, just so that we can, every now and then we can have a little peek here. No, and it's not picking up. This was still another one. That's no problem whatsoever. But we will do this again. We'll do this check once we reach the Waterloo, which is in 74 nautical miles. So in the meantime, let's just play a little bit of the piano. Just because it's a funky theme pilot stream, I will not be playing the funk on the piano, but hey, as long as it's in-flight entertainment. Okay, so it looks like we got that out of the way. That's always good. Hope you fell asleep listening to the roaring engines and a little bit of piano plinking in the background. We're still on the course, that's good. We got... Ooh, did we really overshoot it yet? Oh, that is so cool. Alright, so we can switch over to the next frequency, which is 115.0. That would be... Is it the same direction, really? Let me check something else. So I want to see now, wait, the last VOR that we are going to. No, that is not, does not appear to pick up yet. So, should be flying 115.0. Let's have a look here. We just flew over here and now we got 43 nautical miles. What remained was about 25, I believe now. So is this information correct? 115.0, sure, okay. Should be a heading of 061. But it is not picking up. Again, we do have the, we call that the DME counting down. So let's have a look and see if there is an NDB setting there, perhaps. Let me pull up the chart for you. My apology, I had to mute the mic there for a second to save your ears. Do they have... do not think they have an NDB here. Yeah, so this is interesting development. So there should be a VOR, but for some reason the DME is picking up, but what is not picking up is it's only picking up the DME, but not the direction. We could fly outbound 061 for 43 nautical miles. So 061, let's have a look. If we switch back. To this one. And we set it to 061. Oh, it's basically around this. This will be 06, let's see, 061. This is counting up, which is good. Let's just one more time again, just to be sure. Let's see what's going to do now. If it's going to turn or is it going to 061, as we are asking it. Is it going to do a full turn to that needle? It looks like it is. Yeah, that's a shame. Let's see. Because we definitely do not want that. So we go turn that one off, and we just go and try and fly 061 then. So initiate the right turn. So try to eyeball it, 061. And we just follow and wait until this is at, what was the distance? 44, 45 nautical miles, 43 nautical miles. So it's counting back up again. Once it reach 43, we go to the next VOR, and 111.0 should be Niagara Falls. Is that by now maybe picking up? Does not look like it. And we are all actually almost there. We are there. So what would be the heading from? So we should be over the airport. Let's have a look outside real quick. There's nothing to see, no airport to be seen, so we're just going to assume we're overhead. So let me quickly check. Heading 118. So we're doing a right turn for heading 118. Trying to get both this needle, this dial, and this button in the view. It should be around 118 right there. It's going to settle back there because it's now doing a left turn. Hey, there you go. We broke it. It's hanging. If it works like this all the time, you wouldn't hear me complain. But if you look at the channel, there's like 50 or 60 videos. They were all streaming, and this kind of bullshit never happened. And for some reason, all of a sudden they decide, yeah, you know, let's go fuck with it. Thank you for checking. The stream has ended.